start with how we came to own it and then maybe go backwards. What we ended up doing is my husband Greg and I looked for a property that met the rubric that Taproot was looking for, and we own it personally. But Taproot has a 100-year lease on it for $1, so it's theirs. So Taproot had been looking in 2017, which is the year in which it was founded. So not many months after we were incorporated, we were really looking for this site. We had seen this L-shaped vacant property with a vacant house and a vacant lot just sitting on the market for a couple years. And it was clear that the owner was at risk of losing both the property itself, but specifically the house, to a demolition order that the city had issued. And that seemed like a real shame. It was an 1872 construction, and it had a south-facing lot next to the public market. So it was a property that we were really interested in. It was just a matter of getting the price right. Then we had this enormous project and spent the next almost 12 months carefully pulling out material from the house. We did that carefully because we wanted to save as much of the material as we could and help record its history and understand its history. And it was through that experience that we got to know more about who had been living in the home and what the history of the house was in the neighborhood. It started in the hands of a German family, and that was in 1872. Within a couple of years of building the place, that young family really experienced quite a bit of tragedy. The mother passed away in childbirth. The infant daughter passed away shortly after that, and the man moved away with his older son. And then the next bit of census information shows the Alou family living there, a large Catholic family from Sicily. By 1900, they were there, and they owned that place until 2013. So it has gone through that Italian family since about 1900. And they were really very much like the rest of the neighborhood in that wave of immigration. There was a large Italian population that moved into what had originally been a German neighborhood. It wasn't until 1905 that the public market was established right at that site. And before then it was orchards. So this is a space that's filled with a history of growing and production. And even when we found the site, there was evidence of that. There's a pear tree in the backyard that's very old, not really bearing fruit anymore. And there's a butternut tree right by the side of the house, which is a tree that people would have used and harvested for the nuts. There's a lot of things that have been planted for eating and growing. There was a little space in the basement where people were making wine, and just countless baskets and scales and things from the public market that showed that the families that lived in the house were using the market as a place of business. It's where they were working. It's where they were getting their vegetables to eat. So we've just sort of fallen in love with the way the house has really always been focused on production of food and growing food and being part of that really important asset here in Rochester, which is the public market.